All right, all right, all right. It's another episode of What's Good, Cheyenne. And this is the show where we talk about what is good in Cheyenne with our real estate monthly update and how you can be more informed on buying a home in Cheyenne or even selling one for that matter. And I'm your host, JP Fluellen, and this is Curtis Lackey.
Charmed again.
Always.
Oh yeah, I'm
All
polite.
right. So we figured we would, it's June. Things are starting to warm up. Well, I'm hoping it is going to warm up, but, it's actually starting to get a little more moisture out there than we're normally accustomed to. Would you say?
Yeah, we're supposed to be borderline desert, but no, we're getting look more like more of the greener states. I'm not used to. You drive around the Cheyenne area outside and everything, up to Laramie, everything's green. I'm not used to that. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, um, one of the things that when we moved to Cheyenne, we were told before we got here, it was kind of funny. They were saying, yeah, we're on a 10-year drought. We haven't seen hardly any rainfall for the last 10 years, and the year we moved here, torrential rains for 3 months in a row,
Jeez.
flash flooding. Snyder was flooded, and I had just bought a rental, and that following spring, we had 7 inches of water in the basement from the raining and the random hail and all this kind of crazy stuff that happens in Cheyenne. But the good thing is that doesn't happen every year, and it keeps the riffraff away. So
Much for the hail. One thing everyone has to realize when they come out here also is not just the wind, but the hail.
yes,
We have the hail.
I tell them like, oh hell no.
Yeah. So that's why I've had a lot of people who are buying houses in Cheyenne, and I tell them you got to have your roof insured. What is it with you guys and hail roof insurance? I said, stick around this summer and you'll find out why it's such a
Right. Yeah. One of the great things though that I feel is awesome though is when we write our contracts for folks that are moving to Cheyenne, we make sure that the roof is a separate clause within the contract in order for
yeah,
them to be protected in terms of, negotiating those deals, that the roof is separate from the repair request, which makes it really nice. And
yeah.
it's customary here. So, sellers are informed well in advance that, the roof is a separate entity within the contract clauses.
Yeah, because even Laramie, just a 45-minute drive, doesn't have the roof clause that we do.
Right. Yep. And they don't do that in Casper either.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, as I explain it to people, they're like, oh yeah, that really makes sense. But it's just we just don't do that here. And so when we've seen the amount of hail conversations that we have, it's just nice to know that, that's already been pre-negotiated in terms of the roof
Oh yeah.
operations.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the car dealers who don't have the cars covered when the roof when the because that's when there's a big sale afterwards. So
Right? You would think by now that the car dealerships would have enclosed parking for all their vehicles.
yeah, but no, they have a ton of them out there on the parking lot, and then here comes the hail.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least do it the redneck way. Get some pillows on your cars.
There you go. Yeah. Or just go ahead and just get yourself one of those wraps, you know.
Yeah,
Apparently I've been told that the wraps actually help protect against the hail.
yeah.
So
I've seen some sewn together. It looks like the pool spaghettis that you would take out there, they're all sewn together and they cover the cars and they do a heck of a job. So if you
there
don't
you
have
go.
huh?
Somebody needs to make those, those swimming noodle covers
Yeah,
for
yeah,
cars, and then there's a market there. So
exactly. Right here in Cheyenne, you make a mint.
like a quilt, except for it's made out of those,
Exactly.
spongy noodles. So
Yes, for your
for
big
those of
diesel.
you that have a talent, there's a good idea for a job right there all of a sudden.
Yeah, especially for all those big diesel pickups that can't fit in the garage.
Right? Exactly. All right, let's jump into the stats.
Okay.
So what it's interesting from doing these, from month to month to month, just to kind of see the changes. And actually, Cheyenne's values have stayed pretty consistent month over month so far. So Interesting that in the month of May, we had 314 active listings, and in April we had 312. So
Huh.
it's very interesting how it just pretty much stays pretty consistent. We year to date, we've sold 559 homes. The average price in April was 375, and the average price going into May is 374,207. So again, staying pretty flat, which is good because then we know what we know. That way, when we make offers and looking for homes, that we're not necessarily buying at the wrong times of the market.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, 238 homes under contract. In currently last month we had 213 homes at the time of that report. So again, staying pretty consistent. Um, I think we'll probably see in June the numbers will probably go up. So as we do our update going into July, looking back at June, I think we're probably going to be pretty close to the consistency month over month. And so knowing that when you're out there looking for homes, that if a lot of people are concerned that they might be overpaying, or should I wait, or whatever, at the end of the day, just take action right now, because as we're seeing so far, consistency, that month over month we're about the same. So you know interest rates are about the same, but that's probably something that we should start tracking is, what was the interest rate, at the end of the month at this time, looking back a month ago to see what the interest rate is, just to see if there's any kind of trends going on there. However, I would say that, at the end of the day, it's about the monthly payment. It's not so much about the interest rate. So when you're out there trying to make a decision, taking action now is more productive than waiting 6 months, just because you just lost 6 months of time. If you're in a rental, that if you're paying, 2,000 a month in rent, if you take 6 months times 2,000, that's $12,000 that you could be saving just by putting that towards a purchase of a home, instead of trying to figure out how to beat the rate.
Instead of paying someone else's mortgage. So
Yep. So what do you got for us in terms of the trends that you're seeing there, Curtis?
well, I was looking around at some of these questions people are asking. One of the big questions is, will prices go down in 2023? And the answer, according to theweek.com, the slowing economy is likely to bring the yearly inflation rate down to around 4.0% by the end of this year. So they ask, well, okay, is it a good time to invest in real estate? And according to the same company, they say, despite what many may think, 2023 is still a good year to invest in real estate, thanks to advantages like long-term appreciation, steady rental income, and the opportunity to hedge against inflation. Mortgage rates are expected to decline, but the housing market is likely to remain competitive due to low supply. So they say, is it a good year to invest? It is a good year to invest. How about just buy your home? Is it a good time to buy your own home? They say the same thing. Because of all these different things that the banks are doing, and because the competitiveness is picking up, it is a good time to buy a home, especially right here in Cheyenne. So, and as you just pointed out, the numbers are getting good. So, yeah, if you're thinking about buying a home, give us a contact, and we'll start looking for you.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we're seeing is that the investment space is really starting to look really good. I'm a real estate investor myself. I have 32 doors. And when we're looking at our portfolio and, does it make sense to continue to purchase? And at the end of the day, there are deals to be had out there, and people are willing to negotiate if you just, are willing to have those conversations. So be looking for those deals. Actually, also, get yourself a good real estate agent that's looking at, houses that have been on the market for a really long time.
Yeah.
And that those typically are, if it's not new construction, those are usually opportunities, or sometimes homes that have been overlooked. So reach out to your real estate agent and have them go out there and do a virtual tour if you can't make it to the home. And especially, going into the summer, we're going to start seeing a lot more inventory, I think, just coming on the market because people are wanting to upgrade. There's people are having babies, people are having life events and weddings and all this kind of stuff that happened during the summer. And it's a great opportunity to, try to find some deals out there because the inventory will definitely go up for sure. So
Yeah.
if you're thinking about selling, just one tip is contingent offers. It is in your best interest to get your home on the market before you make an offer because the sellers are going to ask, is that home on the market?
Yeah, they
And,
always do.
and they don't want to, especially in the summer, they're not going to want to wait 3 or 4 or 5 days or even a week for you to get your home on the market. It takes a lot of moving pieces to get your home on the market. So again, find yourself a good real estate agent to help you guide you through that process. And the fastest and the quickest way to do it is get on the market, get it under contract, and then go look. And just make
Exactly.
the offer contingent upon finding successful closing, especially in the summer. We have lots of inventory, so you're not going to have any issues trying to find something, in my professional opinion. Uh,
Yeah.
I've been at this. Curtis and I have been at this at a combined years of about 25 years total. So if you want, some seasoned agents to help you guide you through this process, just reach out to either one of us and we'll get you handled.
Yeah. And it
Uh,
says most experts do not expect a housing market crash this year either. Like all the naysayers in the news have been saying, oh, it's going to be a market crash. According to experts now, they're saying no. No, there's not going to be a crash, especially here in Cheyenne. So if you're
Yep.
wanting to move to this area, don't listen to all the naysayers. It's a good time for you to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean every market is different. So national news is what it is, and for those of you that follow most of that stuff, stats are based on who's paying for the data. So I don't pay for data. I just grab the data that I have in our MLS and let you guys know exactly what's going on around here. So
Yeah, exactly. And then you and I know because we're out there seeing it. We're seeing what's going on. So
absolutely. All right, we're going to move into our next segment, which is our favorite things. So, Curtis, what's your favorite thing that's coming up here this summer?
well, I'm a nostalgia guy, and I love things from the past, including drive-in theaters. So Cheyenne doesn't have one, but nearby, only a 45-minute drive, there is a drive-in theater, two screens in Fort Collins, Colorado, and they have first-run movies, and they have great food. And if you want to go up there, I suggest you get up there early because it's actually so busy that they sell out, especially if it's a premiere weekend. So we had to go to other theaters a couple times. And then we learned get up there early, get there about, I'm saying 7 o'clock at the latest. Cause they have, if you have kids, they have they have swing sets and people just walk around, people blaring this radio sound. So I have my old fashioned, they used to call them ghetto blasters. And I put those on the car and blare it and put on the lawn chair and just sit there and watch it. It's a lot of fun. And they have some great food there too. So yeah, drive-in theaters are still around. You just got to find them.
Yeah, I remember going to the drive-in. I think I saw, was it Stephen King's Cat's Eye?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's way back then.
Yeah, that was one of the movie I saw that for the first time was in drive-in theater.
See, I used to run projectors at the drive-in theaters when I was in Torrington, both
Oh,
theaters.
hilarious. Yeah.
So,
So my favorite thing is Fridays on the Plaza. I was in a band for 7 years, and our band played Fridays on the Plaza, and
oh,
it was
cool.
a lot of fun. This was even back in the day before the city took it over, when it was actually being ran by the newspaper. Was
Oh, I remember that.
Fridays on the Plaza, and yeah, it was a great time. There's usually about depending on the band or who's playing, you might see between a couple thousand people to like 6,000 people. And we had around 6,000 people came down to the plaza when we were playing down there. And it was just a blast. And, the summers in Cheyenne are always hopping.
Hmm.
We have last year, I think we had, who was it last year? Was it Sir Mix-a-Lot we had last year?
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
So it was a lot of fun. We have, every kind of style of music you can think of, from country to hip hop to rock and roll to boy bands, whatever you can think of. They usually try to get a pretty good variety of bands throughout the summer. And the great thing is that it's free unless you want to buy food.
Yeah, they have plenty of trucks, food trucks out there with some good food, and they're near the bars. So if you want to go get something to drink, you can as well, as long as you're 21 or over. They
Yep,
will charge you too.
absolutely. So if you want to learn more about that, then just go to CheyennePresents.com and you can find out all the things that are happening this summer with Fridays in the Plaza, Frontier Days, all of these fun things that are going on in the community. And just wanted to mention also that this episode is sponsored by Java Mortgage. So Java Mortgage has over 100 lenders that you can choose from, or that we can help you check rates against so that we can get you the best deal when it comes to finding a mortgage where the best rates always win. And
Yeah,
so,
he found one for my client. They couldn't find anything. They're looking for a manufactured house. He got them financed. So we're looking.
yeah.
So
So when you're out there looking for, comparing rates, we also have a second look guarantee where we will give you $100 gift card to a Home Depot if you find a better rate. So we're also able to do that as for you as well. So well, that will conclude another episode of What's Good, Cheyenne. So we will catch you guys next time. But before we do, if people want to know how to get a hold of you, Curtis, how can they reach out to you?
they can give me a call or text 307-286-0729. They can email me at Curt with a C, Curt Lackey Homes at gmail.com. And don't forget my YouTube channel, YouTube, Curt Lackey Homes. I have all kinds of fun videos of home tours, tips and tricks in real estate. And of course, if you're watching this on mine, then you know all about my YouTube channel. If not, please join it.
Yay. All right. And if you want to know how to get a hold of me, just give me a call or shoot me a text 307-772-1184. And again, if you don't remember that, JP Fluellen in the Google box, hit enter. You'll find me everywhere, as well as I have my own YouTube channel as well, just JP Fluellen. And we're happy to help you in your journey to home ownership. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Holla!
Bye bye.